So this is the very first program review that we've done for pre-law because it's a relatively new program, and we're going to start with a quiz. Okay? What percentage of Californians identifies as a member of a minority group? What do you guys think? 81. Anybody else?
65.
60. The correct answer is 60. 60% of Californians identify as a minority. What percentage of lawyers in California are minority?
6.
1. 20. Oh, 20. All right, so a little better than some people might think. So clearly, we have some DI issues in this particular field. So a few years ago, this started with me and Chris Clark having lunch at Jack's. And my son was a junior in college at the time, and we were bemoaning the tendency in Folsom for their kids to think, well, my son told me, he was like, Mom, you got to talk to the counselors. They act like that we are failing our families, our cultures, and ourselves epically if we stoop to attending a California community college. They act like it's the worst freaking thing that can happen to you. You know, going to JC, that's just awful. And he's like, it's messed up. You got to work on that. And so I was asking him, I said, well, you know, talk to me about that a little bit. And he said, oh, no, it's all about, you know, the juice is going to a 4-year school, and the high schools really encourage that, whether the kids can afford it or they're ready for it or not. They don't care. They just want to be able to brag to parents about how great their high school is, you know, kind of thing. So Chris and I were talking, and we were saying, you know, we need to identify some cool, boutique-y, UC transfer programs that would attract that segment of the population, those folks that are looking for their kids to do that. And Chris told me at the time we were transferring about 85 kids a year to the UC, which is pretty good, but it's still 1% of our student population. So I think last year it was 115, so I think we're cranking at 1.4 now. Yeah. So how do we get more kids to do this? So we said, hey, let's do some, pre-law sounds pretty dang sexy. So that's what we came up with. We'd love to do pre-med too. I don't know if that would work or not, but I don't know anything about those classes. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that scares me. Okay, so when minorities do go into law school, they end up usually in lower ranked law schools. They pay more to attend. They get higher debts because they're paying more, lower bar passing rates, lower employment rates, and lower income levels. And yet, if you go to the law schools, and by the way, another reason that we did this is that law school applications have declined since 2010. No one is going into that field. The last enrollment cycle, they saw a slight uptick of about 10%. And of course, they are just as interested as California community colleges in attracting more minorities into that field. They're saying it's not law school admission. In fact, law schools are very good about admitting minority candidates. It's great. But what they find is pipeline issues. There just a lot of kids don't know about law school. They don't know what it is, how it works, how you get into it, the kinds of things that you need to know in order to be prepared for it. They don't feel welcome at that particular table. So that's where the California Community College comes in. So we can, let's move to the next slide. So we came up with this program to help address some of those needs. And some of our accomplishments, we did this program faster than any program has ever been done. and it's just because we have Eric Waddick, Carol Reiser, John Alexander, and myself. And so we just got that narrative done, because this is an AA degree, so it had to do a program narrative and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I think we just got a good window at the Chancellor's office. And so things just moved through very, very quickly. So we started it in May 2016 is when folks started signing off on stuff. And we gave the first degree in 2017. We did one, I think, December 2017. Carol Reisner was absolutely fabulous, annoying in her correctness, but absolutely fabulous in making sure that our program transfers to our 2 local UCs. This dovetails beautifully with UC Davis's AB in Law and Society and UC Berkeley's BA in Legal Studies. So it works great for that. 4 more folks graduated last spring, so we've had a total of 5 graduates, and it's only been on the books for a very short amount of time. We did a conversations with the pros, and 6 attorneys came and spoke to our students. Everything from environmental law to class action law to criminal law, all kinds of different fields. Students absolutely really enjoyed it and got some great information, great contacts, great internship information. Can we just come visit, hang out, see what you do? And they were all the attorneys were absolutely fabulous. It was wonderful. We have 15 majors right now, and we are currently working on, this man deserves another pony. It's ironic we got the AA through so fast, and the ADT, which is supposed to go faster, because it doesn't have a program narrative, we've had nothing but snag after snag after snag. There was a problem with the template, then one CE class had a top SAM code misalignment, so it's been kind of stupid, honestly, but we will get it through, and it'll be great. And then in terms of our program barriers and needs, we need to know more about where our graduates are going. We don't have a great mechanism right now to see where they're transferring to and what they're doing. It would be great to have a dedicated advisor to help these kids navigate the kinds of things we talked about with the pipeline issues. Would love to see us get into the Pathways to Law School partnership. Sac City is currently doing that, and that gives students access to mentoring agreements with 6 different law schools in the state of California in terms of preferential admission and that sort of thing, so it would be phenomenal to do that. It'd be great to have the Phi Delta Phi, which is the Honor Society for Pre-Law. If we ever want to get into mock trial, that would be a fun cross-pollination between COM and the pre-law, because we can help them go out and slay in mock trial. And it's kind of like college debate where they go out and do mock trials, and it's competitive and that kind of stuff. We'd love to see field trips to Bolt and UC Davis and George and some of our law schools, just so kids can see the buildings and see the doors and realize they can walk through the doors just like anybody else can. Because we have a variety of disciplines, tracking the SLOs is very hit or miss. Some of our disciplines are fabulous. They're doing a great job with their SLOs, and others not so much, kind of thing. There's no scheduling coordination. The philosophy department does not know what the sociology department, which does not know what the history department is doing, which does not know what the economics department is doing, which can create some serious hurdles for the students. Some of those classes aren't, they're usually offered, but there might not be multiple sections of them. So if they're offered at the same time, those kids are hosed. My own kid who went through this, he did philosophy 328. It met a critical thinking requirement and an elective in the major. Not a single college in Los Rios offered that class summer, spring, or fall. Nobody in the district offered that class. So I don't even know why the hell they have it in the books. But anyways, and so we ended up having to take English Writing 302 to meet the critical thinking requirement, and a philosophy class to meet the philosophy elective, which is extra units, which under our new funding formula is not the best idea. So it would be great to have an interdisciplinary studies chair or coordinator to take care of things like program review. Love this program, having birthed it, so to speak, but I am not the best person to speak to this. In terms of, I'm a calm person, I'm not a lawyer, I don't play one on TV, I don't know a lot of things about these things. So it would be great to have somebody overlooking the schedule, taking care of program reviews, looking at the various disciplines to see how SLO assessments are going and which outcomes are most appropriate for some of these interdisciplinary studies degrees. That would be a big boom. So any questions, comments about the pre-law degree? And a special shout out, by the way, to Matt Watanabe, who's been very, very helpful with a lot of this material, and he's great. He'll send me an email and say, hey, Anthony Kennedy and the Supreme Court Justice for Mexico and the California Chief Justice of the California Supreme Court, they're talking at McGeorge. Let's, so we'll email the students and let them know that these things are happening. And so we're trying, but it's a very haphazard attempt kind of thing. So, but he's been great. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, of course.
Okay, so just to let you know, in terms of stalking your graduates, we can help you do that.
Yeah, cool. I think they like it when we stalk them. they take it as a sign of care.
So we have a subscription with National Student Clearinghouse, and while we pull down data into the district database, right, we can actually do a subsequent enrollment data request. And I used to do this at Wilson quite frequently. There'll be like the sociology program that I want to know students who took these 3 courses because they're capstone courses. Because they don't always necessarily get the degree, but if they finish these courses within this time frame, where did they go? And are they taking classes from other places at the same time? And then after they leave here, what were your institutions they go to what degree, a major of study do they select at that other institution, and if they actually get it, like you can
That would
actually
be
track
great.
it down.
That
so
would be
that they-
fabulous.
So that it is possible to do that, so you can talk with us about that.
Excellent. Any other questions or comments about the pre-law